Hello, let's do another car chat. How the hell are you? You know what? It feels so good to do a car chat for a lot of reasons. One, I'm about to start my backroad drive, and y'all know, if you don't know, let me tell you, backroad drives is where I feel the most connected to my intuition, what I'm supposed to like get from the universe, get from source. And yeah, it's just where all of the things that you need to hear come through me to get channeled through to you. But if you're new here, hi, my name is Alyssa Simpson. I'm a mindset and manifestation mentor. And actually, I am currently on the other side of a huge, giant identity shift. And you know what? That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the identity shifts because they happen, okay? I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. But I thought growing up, I was like, man, once I'm in my 30s, like, I get to just like stop trying to figure out life. Like, I'm gonna have it all figured out. I'm just gonna know who I am, what I do, and all these things. And yes, that is true. Like, I'm very self-assured. Like, I don't need people to validate me. Like, I know who I am. I don't give a fuck if it's received well. Like, I know the people who are meant for me will always find me. But once I started this new identity shift of mine, almost 2 years ago now, whenever I got pregnant in June of 2024, and then was pregnant, had my son, we're coming up on a year of having my son and being a mom. And I am not the same person that I was a month ago. I certainly am not the same person that I was this time last year. And for fuck sure, I am not the same person that I was in my 20s at all. Even though all of those versions of me were badass, kick-ass, powerhouse, incredible, amazing, beautiful, wonderful, all the things. But who I am now, she's the shit, dude. And I will tell you one thing, being on the other side of the identity shift is so much better than being in the middle of it. I will tell you what, because I honestly feel like I was in a threshold period for a very long time. And when I would have these moments of, when the fuck is it going to work out? When is it going to actually be on the other side of this? When am I going to feel more like in my own body? Like, what the hell is going on? There is no timeline, right? And I had to keep telling myself that. I had to keep telling myself that I can't compare myself to others. I can't compare myself to how other people come out of pregnancy and motherhood and relearning how to just do life, because essentially that's what it is. Because yes, you are navigating life with a little soul who needs you for everything, but you're also being given the gift of understanding yourself more, right? Like, I found myself so many times in the past 2 years really being like, damn, have I always reacted this way to certain situations? Or have I always felt this way? Or have I always been okay with this type of relationship in my life? Or like this type of like environment that I'm in? Like, what the fuck? Or am I just now realizing what's exactly in front of me now that I'm not only viewing it through my lens, but also my child's lens as well? And you know what's also funny is, before I got pregnant, I famously said, I don't want kids. I don't want to have children. I want to be, living my free life forever. I don't want anything to tie me down or stop me. And I believe that a child would do that. And I always also said, like, I can't stand the women who make being a mom their entire identity. And I famously got pregnant and was like, I will not be that kind of woman. Like, I love who I am. I'm very independent who I am. Like, I don't want to have my like identity shift to where like motherhood is first. But it happened, and I love that it happened. I don't hate it. I don't regret it. I don't wish that something would have been different, because my idea of what motherhood was it's very different now. And that may be because I'm going through it at my own, like I'm entering into it on my own. And for me, like, it's just another level of identity. And if y'all thought that I didn't give a fuck before, I really don't give a fuck now. I am so much more like loud and proud and unapologetic than I've ever been, because I now have a tiny person who is going to grow up and have me as a point of reference for what strength and resilience looks like. And that's nothing to be fucked with, okay? That being said, I am also, now that I'm on the other side of this big identity shift, a lot has been happening for me behind the scenes where I really I crashed out a few times. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had moments of there is no end in sight. Like my reality is crumbling. I don't know like how I'm going to survive this. Like everything is gonna just fall away from me. I'm gonna lose X, Y, and Z. Limiting beliefs, they are always there. They always like to sneak up, and no matter how much work you do, no matter how much time and energy you spend on unlearning them, shedding them, becoming a new version of yourself who is the version that you desire to be, it's going to sneak up every single time that you have an opportunity to step into a better, brighter, bolder version of yourself. And when I created my program, Restfully Rich, I created it before I truly was restfully rich. And I had a little bit of a imposter syndrome, if you will, because I thought to myself, like, how can I honestly lead women to being their most restfully rich versions of themselves if I haven't done it yet? But I've done it. It has happened. And it just took a little bit of, again, rewiring, understanding those beliefs and shifting them out of my brain into something else to really, truly I'm taking, whoopsie, sorry about you. Y'all are gonna watch me get in an accident live. Just kidding, we are not calling that into fruition. I normally take a different route whenever I have my son with me, but he is not with me during this drive. So I'm like, I'm gonna take the long way home because I love these back roads. Anyways, when you are dealing with that, especially that imposter syndrome, right? I had to remind myself that there are people in the world who are teaching things that they've never been through themselves. That's the first thing, and they do a really great job of teaching it. Some of them don't, some of them do. And I also, because I'm in the middle of it, I know exactly what needs to be done in order to be on the other side of it, to where you are restfully receiving and restfully being rich. Who do you want flying your plane? Sully, so if shit hits the fan and you go down, he's gonna be able to land it pretty good because he's done it before? Or a brand new pilot fresh out of fucking flight school who he doesn't have the most experience under the belt? I'm gonna choose someone to make sure I'm good, who has experience over experience over experience all day long. This is why I also don't believe that just because you have a degree or fucking letters and behind your name that you mean something more than I mean, because I know like the School of Hard Knocks has done me pretty well so far, and it's going to continue to do me well. I also learn through trial. I don't learn through observing. I learn through like being in the middle of it, and I work really fucking well under pressure. I put out fires very well, which is why I did so great in the corporate restaurant management world, because if you have worked in hospitality, you know that when shit hits the fan, you don't have time to really think of options. You got to act. You got to act as if, right? You got to go ahead and do and be and make the thing happen. And I was really good at that. And that's why I got promoted at such a young age. That's why I got to open up a brand new restaurant with zero experience of opening up brand new restaurants. Like, all the feathers in my cap through that era of my life were because just I got this, is what I'm trying to say. Now, with my own personal identity shift, so many things have been coming up for me, and one of them is just how agreeable I have been for the sake of people saying yes to me, right? I am not one who is scared of visibility. There was a point in time where I was like, oh my God, like if someone really sees all of me, are they gonna be okay with it? Like, are they gonna, I don't wanna say the wrong thing. I don't want to step on toes. I don't want to make someone think negatively of me. And I really had to ask myself, like, why? Like, even if someone did think that, if I was my full, authentic, expressed self, and if someone didn't agree, like, what does that mean about me? Nothing. It means nothing. It means everything about that person and nothing about me, because at the end of the day, I don't have ill will and ill intent in my heart. So if you don't like me, there's just a personality difference, and that's okay. And so I had to really ask myself, like, well, if I truly am like this person who is unapologetic and all these things, like, why am I being so agreeable when it comes to like business, right? And then it all dawned on me. The people who I've worked with in the past, my clients that I've worked with in the past, God love their sweet little souls, but they needed so much more hand-holding than the women who I work with now. And that's because those were the type of people that I were attracting into my life. Not bad, not good, just a statement. So if you are a past client of mine and you're watching this is literally not an attack on you. This is an awareness piece on me. But I was leading women through this fire that I was birthed in the middle of. And what I mean by that is, when I first learned and started studying and becoming a student of mindset and manifestation, I was so aware that, like, I just thought everyone in the world knew this information and I was late to the game. Then became an adult, started to learn that, holy shit, no one who I assumed would have this knowledge of wealth like I do. That's kind of crazy. Maybe I'm the weird one because I know all this stuff and they don't. Then I became a business owner, and then I'm working with other women in business who have really no reference point for the power of their mind, that they can create their own realities. And I have, decades of it at this point, where I've been able to truly create my reality and live my reality and do what I say I'm going to do and bring to fruition what I say I'm going to bring to fruition. And so it's just leading a different level of person. It's leading someone who's never even heard the word manifestation versus women who are masters at it. They just need a different way to manifest. They just need a different way to bring to fruition. Because here's the thing, when you talk about limiting beliefs, and let's say the belief that I had was I had to be agreeable in order for people to say yes to me, to hire me, to work with me, to invite me into opportunities, right? Because my idea was if I made too much noise, it would scare the people off. And so that belief was so hardwired into me, even though I'm, the person that I am, but it was, there was a little bit of a layer of quiet on top of that, because I was like, can't let people really know, can't let them really see, because that might freak them the fuck out. But now I'm like, girlfriend, either rocking with me or you're not. But anyways, because I had that belief, that was my reality, right? And the belief that I have all of my clients that I work with now, because they are such strong, powerhouse, resilient women. They are the women that everyone likes to lean on. They are the women that everyone calls for advice and help and guidance, and they don't have anyone holding the fucking room space for them. So they have this belief that if they stop, if they pause, if they take a moment, shit will hit the fan. And that belief is so hardwired in them, and I can see it because I'm on the other side of it. I too was that woman that had to hold everything together, or I believed that shit would hit the fan. And becoming a mom, I realized, holy shit, like, yes, I can do this on my own. And I'm not by any means, like, I have a beautiful support system, but in the sense of, like, your baby needs mom. A lot of the time, like, mom is the one from age 0 to 3, and then it kind of shifts into dad. But so being like because mothers build their children's nervous systems, number one. And if you didn't know, now you know. So that alone is a lot, right? And I was like, okay, I can do this on my own. I know that I fucking can. And then I had to realize, why am I doing this all on my own? Oh, because I have the belief that I can do it all on my own, and that I should do it on my own, and that if I take a second to ask for help, or allow someone to help and provide for me, or let someone else take a little bit of the load off, that I can still be safe and provided for, that my world isn't going to crumble, that shit isn't going to hit the fan. It all clicked. And then I was like, oh my God, this belief has been in me and is such a huge part of how I operate. And I don't like that. I do not like that. And let me tell you one thing, how uncomfortable I have had to fucking be letting help enter my life has been more uncomfortable than any amount of oh my God, there's baby cows holding onto a piece of cardboard. They're playing with it. Oh my God, you guys gotta see this. Hi, babies. You got a piece of cardboard? Hi. Oh my God. If you also didn't know, I love cows. Oh my God, they're so cute. They weren't playing with the cardboard when I started filming, but you get the gist. Anyways, being on the other side of this identity shift, being on the other side of all of this, and feeling just now like, golly, I was like shoulders to my ears, stressed out and uncomfortable, which was more uncomfortable than I was in all of my pregnancy, all of giving birth, all of the things, because it was such a core piece of who I was that it was hard to ask for help. It was hard to be in a receiving mode when it came to other things. So the point of this is when you are asking for something, right? And a lot of times we're asking for more abundance, more wealth, more love, more opportunities. But ask yourself, if you were to ask, what is something that is very natural coming, easy for you to receive, right? For me, it's very easy for me to receive compliments. I don't, when someone compliments me, I don't feel weird or like there's a huge spotlight on me, or you know how sometimes someone will say like, oh my God, I love your earrings. And you're like, oh my God, thank you. I got them at so-and-so, or they were half off, or like, you know, you always have to throw some of their little shit in there. And it's like, just accept the compliment. I don't have an issue accepting compliments, right? So that was something that I was like, oh, it's easy. How do I feel accepting help? Stressed out. My neck is tight. My shoulders hurt. I have a headache because I'm tripping because someone wants to help and provide for me. And every one of my clients operates the same way. And it's just so interesting because, what is it? Birds of a feather flock together, right? And it feels so good being on the other side of the identity shift. And I will tell you one thing, I would do it 100 times over. I would be uncomfortable 100 times over. I would force myself to unlearn what I've unlearned again and again and again and again, so that I could be on this side of it. Because let me tell you one thing, when you have such a solid understanding of who you are, what makes you fucking tick, what do you stand for, what do you not stand for, what are you allowing in your own world, what are you not allowing in your own world. And if you do not have that self-awareness piece, nothing else is going to be able to even penetrate your entire being. Let yourself shift. Let yourself change. We are not meant to be the same version of ourselves that we were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And if someone tells you different, if someone makes you feel bad for being hell-bent on becoming better, becoming more whatever, right? If someone isn't on that cheerleading squad with you of you becoming better, becoming you, identity shifting, then they're the ones benefiting from whatever it is that you need to shed and get rid of. Okay? This car chat has been so much fun. Those cows were so cute. And you are capable and able of shedding skin and becoming something better. Bye.